Okay, this segment we're going to focus just on sending these forms out for signature. So we're going to move on over to the envelope section. We're going to click New here at the top. We're going to change the envelope name. So if this was my buyer's rep, I would call it buyer's rep. We're now pretending that this is an initial offer. So I'm going to call it my initial offer. The reason this is important is if we have started to send out additional things for docs, you're going to want to be able to differentiate without having to go into it. So I'm going to click Room Docs. That's going to bring up all of the documents that it knows are in the room. So these are the zip forms that we added. So I'm going to select Add Selected now. And I don't have to select them all. I'm just going to select the ones that we want to send out for signature. In this case, I want to send them all. Now in my Add Recipient, I want to add via pre-tagged roles. So we have our roles that are in the fields and our documents here. So it knows that the 1 to 4 could have buyers or sellers. So which are we representing? Well, we just have one buyer, one. I'm not going to use this role. We're going to have to drop the signature on this one, but there's only one versus having to drop like 20 for this one. I'm not going to actually add a recipient here. I'm just going to click Add Selected. And then I'm going to put my buyer one information. So this is buyer test. And what's their email? And their needs to sign. And then the order could be important here. If you need it to go in a specific order, make sure you have this numbered correctly. I'm going to leave the email subject as please DocuSign, but I always put in a please review and sign initial as directed. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, then we're going to click next. It is not sending anything yet. This is just so we can get into the signature part of the envelope. So this is where we're going to actually see our initials, our signatures, and be able to add more initials if we needed to or do anything like that. So it is opening. It's a lot of documents, so sometimes it does take just a little bit. So right here, this is our mandatory HOA. Notice everything's filled in and we can no longer make any edits to these. These are not check boxes or anything. If we noticed we missed one, we could go ahead and grab a checkbox here, place it in, and then double click to activate it. And then when we do that, we want to make sure that we change over here to read only anytime we make edits. Otherwise, it's going to prompt the person that it's assigned to fill it out. So there's that first doc done. We can keep scrolling through. There's an initial, a signature, and an initial. Perfect. So I need to sign this one, and I did not add myself. So we're going to have to hit the back button here. It's going to save everything. And we're going to add a recipient. We can go with the pre-tagged roles for this one because we have the agent here for the wire fraud warning. And I'm going to hit Add Selected. So I want to be number 1 in this place, and I want my buyer to be number 2 because I want to sign that form before I send it to them. So I'm going to hit Next again. And one of my favorite things with DocuSign is that everything's color-coded. So from here, instead of having just initials, we can look and see, okay, this one's got a blue tag, so that's my buyer test. Wire fraud just has the 1. Third party just has the 1. Wire fraud just has me. So again, I do need to add my buyer tag to this one though. So I'm going to switch over here to my buyer's test. I'm going to grab the signature, drop it, and then I'm going to grab my date signed and drop it in here as well. Then I'm just going to keep scrolling through. Okay, he's got his initial and his date. Initial, 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 signature, Everything looks great, so I'm going to go ahead and hit send. Now it is sending it out to him. So it's actually sending it to me first because I'm set myself as number 1. You can always click on the envelope and it's going to show me who's currently got it and who's waiting.